Hey guys. Um so first things first. So I had two ideas. First one is for my Conan Gray For my Conan Gray craft thing, I could paint this. And I could paint this wallet that I don't use anymore. That's the first thing. I also have a box for my wishbone necklace, but I don't know where it went. I'd have to find that at some point. But I could decorate that. I also have a bunch of different, size and shape of, soda bottles or just other glass bottles that I'm not sure how I could use that for. I'm so sweaty all of a sudden. For a craft, but if anyone in the comments had any sort of... No, it was so good. Had any sort of idea on how I could use that as a craft, that would be really cool. Anyway, so I would say I found this, but it's just been sitting there for a while. But okay, is that the sticker that I never took off? Okay, ignore how badly this is decorated. Okay, I made it when I was way younger. This is a box of rocks I collected a long time ago. Okay, I don't know why it's not in its bag. This is a rock that was given to me. It says, my dead name. I am giving you this rock that I have collected on a vacation. It was one of the millions that made up the shoreline of Whitefish Point, Michigan. As I reached down to pick it up in the cold Lake Superior, water sent a chill through me. I knew that these rocks were ancient and had been warmed by many summer days and spent long winters under layers of ice. The wetness of the water brought out its beauty. I imagined the rocks formed by volcanoes and unimaginable pressure and heat. Each one was unique. And then my teacher, signed by my teacher. So this is the rock. Doesn't look as pretty on camera, but it's got pink, specks of black and some little white splotches. Other than that teacher, I had her as a science teacher from 4th through 6th grade. I went to Montessori school. Okay, then I had this rock. I just wanted to go through this rock collection because I felt like it. I also have a feather collection. I haven't touched it in a while. The feathers look interesting. I need to go back to collecting feathers. I had so many, and I would learn about the different birds of the feathers I collected, but it's kind of been a while. I should also probably use gloves when going through my feather collection, which I'll do in a sec after I go through the rock collection, because they probably have diseases on them. But I used to just touch them anyway. Whatever. Anyway, I like this rock. It looks so pretty. It kind of makes me think of an Oreo. It looks like it would taste good if you licked it. I like this one because of how smooth it is. I don't remember where I got half of these rocks. Some of them were just in my backyard. Some of them I saw on different hikes and stuff. The nicest ones are the ones that you find in creeks, and they've been in the water for so long that they're smooth. There's people who will tumble their rocks to make them nice and smooth, but it's they just naturally got tumbled. Anyway, I like this one because it's pinkish. It's hard to tell in this lighting, but it's a pinkish, and it's really pretty. This one I like the smoothness of it. I don't think I picked it up because it was pretty looking. It was just nice and smooth. I'm gonna put them in the other side, in the lid part of the chest. I think this is rose quartz or something. Could be wrong though. I have a lot of this. I just find it mostly in places where they just had rocks or gravel for a driveway or a walking path. But I always thought it was so pretty. And it was like, I can't believe people are just like ignoring this. It's so pretty. And yeah, it's like all pink and shiny, and I really like that. I love shiny stuff. This one kind of reminded me of like cookies and cream ice cream. I have a lot of stuff like that. This is definitely one of those things where it's just like a gravel path or whatever, but it was like so pretty, and like it just, this one's not as like white of a rock, but it's still, I just really like how shine, like it's kind of sparkly. It's hard to tell though. The lighting in this room isn't doing it much justice. Ooh, this one looks kind of almost like it's moldy. I think this one's also rose quartz. I don't like how it's focusing better on my face than it is the rock. But you know what? Whatever. This one's like red. You know something weird? We used to have this like, oh, I forget the name of the rock. I used to know what kind of rock it was. But it was really light and it floated in water and it had a bunch of air bubbles in it. It was in our backyard. And it was probably there because like it was bought by previous owners to like put as like a paver or whatever. But it was typically formed near volcanoes because of like it would harden and then it would have all these air bubbles in it. And it was so light. And it was fun to crush up because of how light it was and how many air bubbles it was very like fragile almost, and it was really fun to crush up and like turn into a powder, and then we'd mix water into it, and like it was like a dye. We never actually used it as a dye, but it was so fun. Me and these people I knew from school, who my sister babysat, we were pretty close for a while, and we would always crush them up in my backyard. But I think we got rid of them when we redid the patio. I'm kind of sad. They were cool. But I forget they were called. Anyway, I really like this one. It's like this pretty like rose quartz or whatever. And then boom, there's just this line of like black. I just think that looks really cool. Oh, yeah, sure. Boop, boop, boop. This is another one that just kind of reminded me of like cookies and cream ice cream. I make a lot of associations to food, okay? There's another, I have a bunch of this kind of like rose quartz looking thing. And some of the rocks I collected like just look prettier underwater. This is hard to tell on the camera in this lighting, but it's got this like bluish grayish color in it, and it's pretty. Ooh, I liked this one a lot because of how smooth it was. It's so smooth. Kind of like my red one here. Forgot to put this in the other part of my box. I'm probably not going to go through all of these because a lot of them just look the same. Let's see if I can find anything that really stands out. Ooh, this is like really light, like light in weight, not in color, obviously. It's like pure black, and I think I picked this up because it like stood out against this like environment, and it was so cool because I've never seen something so like a rock that's just this pure black. Has an interesting scent. I don't know how to describe the scent though. Maybe like charred, kind of. Maybe it was like charcoal or something. I don't know. Ooh, this one's kind of cool. It's like red and white. Yeah, not many of these other ones like are really that calling out to me to show off. I'll be right back. With gloves. I came back with gloves. Kind of hate these gloves. They make me feel like I'm about to perform a surgery. But you know what? It's okay. Silly Bubby. Okay, whatever. So this is my box. Ignore how poorly it's been decorated again. I made it when I was a lot younger, so I don't know why I did duct tape, because clearly it's peeling off now. Like, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I kind of hate these gloves. I think I already said that because they make me feel like I'm about to perform surgery. But whatever. Anyway, they also kind of reminded me of that one scene of Interactive Introverts. Oh yeah, this was one time my parents had me go to some like choir thing, but they also had us learning how to do like embellished scripts or whatever it's called. And so a lot of the little strands of the feather were taken off, but then it had this little part cut into it, and you would dip it in ink and write with it. It made me feel so cool. Ooh, this was a turkey feather. I don't remember the names of a lot of the birds that these feathers are from. This may have been some sort of eagle. My cat is trying to play with the feathers. I'm not gonna let that happen. Same with this one. Dang. I don't even remember having such large feathers. Mind you, this is it next to my face. That's bigger than my face. These are probably from the same bird as well. I'd be surprised if this was also from the same bird. Could have been from the other side, the other wing. But it's a slightly darker color and a bit of a different shape. It's a bit wider and less narrow. I just said the same thing twice. Anyway. But this could have gone. Wait, let me see. Yeah, this could have gone with these two. Could have been different parts of the wing. No, Asher, these are not for you. Stop trying to mess with my feathers. These are very precious. This one. And if anyone is up in the comments being like, I'm going to name every single feather he shows and say where they're from, the ones that I'm not sure where they're from, then that would be so cool. Ooh, this one. This one was a woodpecker. I know that. I forget which kind of woodpecker, but I know it was a woodpecker. Spotted woodpecker, maybe? I don't know if that's actually a kind of woodpecker. This one is so pretty. I don't know where it's from, but it's like so soft. I have a lot of blue jay feathers because there's so many in my yard. They're like they're native to my area. So, and also cardinals. I love cardinals. And one of the reasons why they're my favorite is because when I was younger, one of my old friends always told me the saying of like, whenever you see a cardinal, that means someone is thinking of you in heaven. I don't necessarily believe in heaven anymore, but that's always why they were my favorite. It's just a sweet thought to think of like, your ancestors have you in mind when, and then that cardinal is like a sign of it. Anyway, here's this feather. Too big to be a robin's, I think. I'm not entirely sure. A lot of mine are probably robin feathers, though, because robins are very, very common. I don't remember what these are from. Man, I'm gonna have to look up all these birds, like, feathers, and like name all of them. I should just create like a museum exhibit for all these feathers. This is another larger one. Could be eagle. This looks, no, it's a little different. This could have been like a tail feather. I feel like usually the wing feathers are a lot more pointed at the ends. But this one has got this, it's a lot less pointed. It probably was a tail feather. That's my guess, at least. This, ooh, I'm not sure what this could be. It's like white. There was this like hawk or some sort of bigger bird. Not big, but like medium-sized bird of prey. Maybe an owl. No, it wasn't an owl because it was out during the day. It's not nocturnal. But it was pure white, but it looked like a hawk or something. Probably not pure white, but it was white. From the distance we saw it. And I'm wondering, maybe this came from that one. I don't know, but I haven't seen it around in a while. It's probably died by now. I don't know if it has any successors. And if they're like albino or whatever. This one's a bit screwed up, but here's that. I love the bigger feathers a lot. Ooh, it's very similar to this one. Maybe they're probably from the same type of bird. I guess both tail feathers, maybe? Maybe they were from the same bird. Who knows? Ooh, this one, I believe, was given to me by a friend. And yeah, so there's these two. They're quite large. And they're different shaped too. Like this one's a bit screwed up, but it doesn't seem like it was as pointy at the end. So maybe this is also tail feather for maybe like an eagle. I know eagles can get humongous. I haven't seen any around my house though. Oh, this was another one of the drawing ones. I don't know if I did that myself or it was another one of the ones that I got for the thing. I think that the ones I got from that camp thing were mostly white, so I probably did this one myself. But yeah, this could have been an eagle too. I don't know, it seems a bit small. I guess different eagles are different sizes. I need to look up all the birds that are native to my state too. This one, ooh, pretty. It's like a light brown. I kind of like that color. Like it's plain, but it's still pretty. I'm gonna like sort these out, to be honest, because I do have like doubles of some of the feathers, not of most of the big feathers though, so I guess I don't need to separate those ones out as much. But I probably shouldn't be touching my face, but I'm trying not to touch it with my glove. Ooh, I almost forgot to put this rock away. Didn't mean to pick up this feather. Ooh, another larger one. This one's a lot thinner. Maybe it was from... Here's a comparison to my face. I don't want to compare everything to my face, but whatever. I should have started doing that. I didn't think to do that. I don't want to start now, though. Seeing as the shape of it, like, I don't know if it just got trimmed or something, because it kind of looks like that. But the shape of it's like wide and then it gets thinner. But like substantial. I can't do words. Ooh, this is a wider feather. Maybe it was a tail feather, or maybe it was like the end of a wing. And it looks like it may have started getting, it was close to a body feather though, because the body feathers tended to be fluffier for like heat, like, what's it called? Insulation. This is a gray feather. Could have been a mourning dove, but I'm not sure how large mourning doves are. No, probably not, because I do think those are a little too, like mourning doves are a little too small to have a feather at this size. I could be wrong though. This one seems like it could have been from the same bird. Same kind of bird at least. It's similar colors and then the similar thing, and then maybe it was just at different parts of the body. So I'm gonna put those together. Ooh. This one looks similar to those ones too. I feel like Conan Gray in that one museum video. This one, I believe, is an owl feather. I remember the same friend who gave me one of the other feathers gave me this one. It's so pretty. I love the stripes. I think that's beautiful. And it means a lot to me because it was gifted to me by a friend I don't talk to as much anymore. I wish I could, but she's always so busy. It is hard to get in contact with her. And I don't blame her, though, because her life is kind of crazy. But I miss her, and so that's very special to me. Ooh, this one's got a little white at the end. You see that? See that? That's so cool. Ooh, another blue jay feather. With the amount of blue jay feathers I have, I could just like build a whole new blue jay bird. Ooh, this looks like it would go with these other two. Yeah. This one was definitely from just a robin. Robins are cute though. They're so small. This is most likely, this was also from the same friend who gave me this. Also probably an owl. I don't know if it would have been from the same owl. Like this could have been a wing feather and this could have been a tail feather or something. I'm not sure. Again, I'm gonna have to look up different birds and stuff. Especially birds in my area. Ooh. This one's a cardinal. See that red? Oh, it shows up so well on camera. That makes me happy. I love cardinals, and it's so hard for me to come across their feathers for some reason. So I only have a couple, but all of them make me very, very happy. This one is another white one. Definitely from the same bird as this one. It's a similar shape. Looks like they could have been on opposite ends of the body. Opposite wings. Ooh, I don't know what this one was. Ooh, it looks pretty similar to this one. A little bit wider though, so maybe not the same bird. Look at this feather, it's so pretty. It's the same as this one. Ooh, these ones could be like maybe mourning doves or maybe a small owl. Definitely. One time I saw a bat in my backyard. I haven't seen them as much, but I didn't know for the longest time that they could live in my area. I honestly, for the longest time, I thought they just lived in caves. It's just probably kind of dumb of me. Ooh, I think this is blue jay. But it also looks kind of similar to this, except with white on it. Maybe these are blue jay too, and I'm just dumb. This could be a female blue jay, because I know the female birds are not as brightly colored as the male birds. I'm not sure though, but I'll put it near the blue jay feathers, but not like with the blue jay feathers, if that makes sense. Because I have them all, like, I'm sorting them out. Ooh, I accidentally breathed on it. Ooh, I think this one is also a turkey feather. From a different part of the turkey, though. But it's pretty big. Look at that in comparison to my face. And it's a bit bent, so... Yeah, my great-uncle, rest in peace, used to have this farm, and there were turkeys on it a lot. I think they were wild turkeys. I don't think he actually farmed turkeys. I think he even used to have cows, but then he didn't have them, like, later on in life. But whatever. Anyway, and I would always get turkey feathers because they knew I collected feathers. And so they'd give me some. Whoa. This is like a nice, pretty, like, gray color. I like that a lot. Doesn't look similar to any of the other ones. Ooh. This one definitely looks like the feather got trimmed in some way. But it looks like these other white feathers. I wonder what kind of white bird that I have that lives near me. Another robin feather. Ooh, another blue jay. And another blue jay. This one has a little bit of it taken out. I wonder what happened to the blue jay that lost it. Another blue jay. And my favorite thing about feathers is how they're all different. Even with the many I've collected, and the many of even of the same species, they're all still so different, and so I never really get bored. Oh, this is a robin belly feather. You can't see it very well, but it's got a bit of orange on it. It's so pretty. Another robin feather. I can tell it's robin because it's small and it's this specific brown color. It's very pretty. Ooh, this is probably like a belly feather or something because it's very thin and it's soft on the edges. I don't know what kind of bird it would have been though. I'll put it near the other white feathers because it's possible it was the same kind of bird. Ooh, I wouldn't be surprised if this was like either a belly feather or a fledgling feather. Because fledglings were always a lot fluffier than the adults. This is so pretty. Look at those dots, and it's just a little bit. I think this is also a kind of woodpecker. A different one from the one I showed earlier, though, this one. But I believe it is also a different kind of woodpecker. There's this one woodpecker that I never saw it in real life. But I saw pictures of it in these bird books that I used to have. And I really liked it because it had red on the back of its head. I forget what it was called, though. But I used to hear woodpeckers when I would go camping when I was younger. This one is another woodpecker, and it's the same kind as this one. I think it's very common for woodpeckers to have spots on them. I could be wrong about the spot ones being the woodpeckers, but I just remember I had this neighbor who knew I collected feathers, who would always give me feathers, and I believe he told me they were woodpeckers. Oh, another robin feather. I have a lot of people who knew I collected feathers, like, in my life, and they always gave me feathers, and that makes me really happy that they knew my interests, and they, like, they encouraged that. I need to start back up my collection, though. Another, it's pretty similar to these other ones here. Ooh, this one I found on a beach. I believe it was a seagull. I think so, because I don't remember there being any other kind of bird at the beach, but it is a bit darker than typical seagulls, but you know. Ooh, this is pretty. I think it's different than these other ones, so I'm going to put it in a different spot. This one's pointy. Looks like it could be on, like, an arrow. Like on the end of one. Ooh. This one's really pretty. It's kind of similar to this one, so I'm going to assume it's the same kind of bird. I could be wrong though, but I'm going to put it in the same spot. I hope I'm right about that. I could be wrong. I'm not as knowledgeable about these feathers as I used to be, but I do recognize a lot of them. But some of them look very similar, like with colors and stuff. Okay, this one, it has that little line on it. So I'm going to put it with the ones that are above the blue jay feathers. Ooh. This one's so cool. And I'm assuming the ones with thinner feathers would fly faster, but I could be wrong. I don't know much about aerodynamics, to be honest. Or like they would die faster. I don't know. This looks like it could be a robin feather. Just like a tail feather, maybe. Another robin feather, I assume. I could be wrong about these. I keep saying that. Oh, this one I don't believe is a blue jay. Oh, this one looks similar to the other one that I just put over there, so I'm going to put them together. Oh, this one is so pretty. It reminds me of those like blue butterflies where it looks different depending on the angle. It's hard to see in the camera, but it looks like a purple and it looks blue when you turn it. It's so pretty. I think this is different from blue jay actually, because the way the edges here is shaped differently than how it is, and the color is a darker purple, so I'm gonna put it in a different spot. Ugh. Another woodpecker feather, a similar dotted one. This one I also believe is a woodpecker. I think a lot of them are striped. This one, another like belly feather or something. I do have a good amount of these belly feathers. Gonna put them all on one spot, even if they're for different birds. Okay, it's another woodpecker. Woo! This one, I believe, is a robin feather. Like a belly feather. I don't know, maybe not, because the other robin belly feather is different. I'm still gonna put it there just in case it is. I'm gonna have to. This is a blue jay. But look at that little bit on the edge. That's so pretty. It's so unique. Another blue jay. From what I know, blue jays are really mean to other birds. Another one that I'm guessing is a female blue jay. This looks bigger than the other robin feathers. I don't have a pile for ones of this size. Maybe it could still be a robin. Ugh, this is another white feather, but it's differently shaped than the ones I already have a pile for. I'm gonna put this right here in front of the camera. I'm gonna move the wire to the camera out of the way. And this one's different than all the other ones. It's kind of similar to this one, it's just a little screwed up. Sometimes I would find like leftover bird because it would have gotten attacked by an animal, and then I just find parts of its flesh with feathers attached. I didn't tend to like picking up feathers from that because they'd stick together, and it was kind of gross and also kind of sad. Anyway, this is similar to other white feathers, so I'm gonna assume it's from the same kind of bird. This one looks like maybe a belly feather. Ooh. Another woodpecker, I believe. This one, a bit screwed up. It's kind of hard to tell where it's from though. So it doesn't look similar to the other ones though, so I'm gonna put it as a belly feather of a robin, I believe. Ooh, another belly feather. This one, sometimes I would just pick up any feather I found. It's all bent up. I don't know if I want to keep it. Another robin feather, I believe. Blue jay. It's just a little bit of blue on the edge, but it's blue jay. Apparently blue jays were mean. I feel like I just said that, but you know, they would bully like other smaller species of bird. They're so pretty, but they're so mean. I feel like that's kind of a metaphor for people. Another, what's it called? Woodpecker. Ooh, actually, you can have this feather. Maybe, ooh, the screwed up feather. I'll put a string on the end of a stick. I'll make a cat toy out of it. Another woodpecker. And I believe all these woodpecker ones, I'm not gonna lie, I believe they were all from the same person. Ooh. Another woodpecker. Ooh, I like this one. I love the way it curves. This was likely a belly feather with the way it like curves, as if it was around a bird's belly. It looks different from all the other ones. It could be it could be from the same species of bird. Of another one, I just don't know. Looks like it's a belly feather. And this one here, this one is a bit yellow. If I compare these two. See, this one's a bit yellow. I wonder, I don't know. I don't think it would be a goldfinch. I think goldfinches are brighter. This one's from like the one that I assume is the female blue jay. I think I even had female cardinal feathers. Dang, I have so many. Another belly feather. Not sure. Gonna put it with the robins because it just kind of looks plain. Sorry, robins. Not sure what this one is. Looks like a tail. Ooh, this side has a lot more definition than this side. Definitely with the other ones here. Ooh, another blue jay. Ooh. Not entirely sure what these are from. Oh, hi, Aiden. He's very cautious of my box of feathers. He's smelling them. Can't see him though. I'm not entirely sure what these are from, but they're so cool. They're both so similar. Oh, Aiden, that's not for you. They're so pretty. I'm gonna put them with the robins because they probably could be. Hey, stop! Here, where did the other feather I just had go? Oh, the gross feather. Here, stop attacking my owl feather and mess with this feather. Another one of the ones that I assume are blue jay. Female blue jay. And these assumptions could be entirely wrong, by the way. Blue jay. I just know blue jay and cardinal very well. And, oh, stop it. You have this feather. Oh, wait. So cute. You're so baby. Oh, not my glove, you goof. My baby. That'll keep him distracted for long enough. He's so cute. I love him. Look at that silly boy. He's so cute. So cute. Hey. He's so silly. Oh. Careful. It keeps almost hitting my hand. There, you can play with that for a long time. Just be wary of my... No. Not my other feathers. This one's screwed up. I'm okay with you playing with that, but not my other ones. Okay, puppy? Alright. Back to the scheduled program. Oh, well, off he goes. Oh, look at my glove now, because he kept scratching it. Glad it was my glove and not my actual hand, but damn. Ooh, this is large. I love that. Maybe an eagle? Ooh, this is another one of the ones with the interesting spots. Another woodpecker, I believe. That's so cool. Some of the spots have spots in them. Another one of these. Another one of these little belly feathers. Ooh, I could try to contact someone who knows. My grandpa on my dad's side, he knows a lot about birds. Maybe I could talk to him about my feathers. I could set up a display for them. This one's probably a robin feather. Robins are extremely common. Blue jay. Ooh, pretty. I believe this is a robin belly feather. It's got a bit of brown here, but then it has like an orangish here. Also, the reason I'm looking at the camera a bunch is to make sure that it's showing up on camera. Another one of the ones that I assume are female blue jay. Blue jay. And I'm going to say this again, I could be wrong about any of these. I don't want it to seem like I'm purposefully spreading misinformation because I'm genuinely not aware. Probably a robin. I have a lot of robin. I don't know what I have more of, blue jay or robin. Someone can make a counter. Ew. Another one of these. Ooh. This one's definitely more white than the yellow feather. Gonna put it with this one because it looks like it could be similar. Ugh. Not sure this could be a robin, but it's so pretty. Belly or fledgling feather. Robin feather. At least I assume it's robin. Potentially female blue jay feather. Robin feather, question mark. Robin feather, question mark. Whoa. This one has like on this side here. Or on this side here. Dang, you can't see it well on camera. And this side. But it has this like white edge around it. That's so cool. Could still be Robin though, I'm not sure. Oh, Aiden's playing with the feather again. Another Robin one, I assume. I know I have more cardinal ones. Oh, he got so scared by just me picking it up. To talk to that one boy on TikTok who's so good at imitating bird calls. This one's different from the other right ones, I think. He's like so good at it. These ones I assume are Robin. Okay, I'm just gonna go through all of them and then just show the entire like setup I have. Okay. Unpausing for a second because this is such a lighter blue than the rest of the ones. That's so pretty. Ah. Okay, pausing again. Okay, unpaused. There are still some feathers in here, but I'm pretty sure they're all in the different groups that I've already sorted out. So anyway, here's what we have, and all the bigger feathers right here. And then, so this one's a solo feather, like pretty. These two have like a thing in the middle. These ones are another one. Destroyed feathers that I'm just gonna get rid of. These are all the ones that I've assumed are robin feathers, which is a lot. Makes sense because of how common robins are. This is the one really pretty one. That owl. Not sure what this one is. All the blue jays, all the ones that I assume are female blue jays. Either belly or fledgling feathers. These white ones. These little ones. Woodpecker. These ones. These potentially owl ones. 2 cardinal ones. Beep, beep. These 2, which I think are the same. These 2, which I think are the same bird. And this yellow one. These little white ones. These little white ones. These little white ones. This curvy belly one. These 2. And this one. Yeah. Now, I know I just sorted them out, but that was just for show. So I could show them all off. I'm gonna put them back in now. Ooh, this one looks like it has a bit of yellow on it, actually. This one. Maybe this is also goldfinch. Or chickadee. Chickadees are yellow too, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the... Gonna put them all back. Then one day I'll sort them out again and I'll put them in display. My head itches. I hope it's not from a disease. I'm being kind of dramatic, but I hope I don't contract anything. I'm gonna wash my hands after I end this video, don't worry. Even though for the most part they didn't touch the feathers except for this part of my hand that may have, because my cat ripped it. Aiden is the one who ripped it because he was the one playing with the feather. Asher's the black one. I don't know why they have human names, but to be fair, it was the shelter who gave them in. the names, and we just never wanted to change it because it was like, I don't know, we were just already used to those names. Oh, I just realized that the camera wasn't even facing me this whole time. But what? Okay, there we go. Okay. Now I'll put all the big feathers back. And then have to make sure that they're able to not get bent by pushing the tops of them into the top of the box. And now, bye-bye goes the gloves. There you go. Okay, that's all for today. Dang, it took longer than I realized, but that's the whole video. I hope you liked my feather collection, and I hope a bird nerd sees my feathers and will tell me what all of them are. Anyway, that's all. Bye.